Hello everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of our NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode. I hope you're all having a great day today. We're at a new track here, a reskin of Kentucky. It's now Nashville Super Speedway. We take on this weekend for round 2 of the round of 12 here, the middle race of the second round of the playoffs, and Denny Hamlin in the field this weekend, fresh off of as well Carson Hocevar picking up the win, and a big announcement last episode that he is headed to Trackhouse Racing as Connor Zilisch will head to Junior Motorsports, and Hocevar picks up his first win of the season right after that, and putting himself locked into the round of 8 as we have the number 8 Brandt colors on our car. But we had some developing news coming into this race. Carson Hocevar comes out during the week and said that he has not agreed to a deal with Trackhouse Racing for next season. There is a clause in the contract with Trackhouse that allows him to veto it and get out of said contract before next season. Well, we see Carson Hocevar remain at Junior Motorsports. This is now going to be an ongoing situation between Hocevar, Junior Motorsports, and Trackhouse over the next 3 or 4 races, I would imagine, at least. And now it looks like there is a very real chance Hocevar is staying at our team. But the big question is then, what happens with Connor Zilisch? What happens with Noah Gragson? The only one for sure that's safe right now is us right here in this number 8. So we have got some developing stuff happening behind the scenes, and we're gonna kind of get some more clarity on it over the next few races, as I was overall fairly content with the car in practice here, and really just ready to get on track here for qualifying and see what we can do, because now there's a lot of stuff going on with our team, but we're focused on our own race and just seeing what we can pull off here now as we kick off qualifying. Next Level Racing on board. Use code GOIN25, 5% discount on all Next Level Racing products with a goal of a 30.632. I was not confident that I would beat that goal. I was, pretty content with the handling of the car, but I wasn't necessarily confident in the pace of the car. And actually, out of turn 4, going wide, gonna crack the outside wall and completely ruin the lap anyways. And now we hit a 31.525, nearly a full second off, putting us P25 for the round of 12, race 2. But fortunately, we have a very substantial margin above the cut line coming into this race. Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, your front row over Gibbs, Reddick, and Hocevar, Zilisch, Cruz, Larson, Busch, and Carruth, your top 10. Blaney and Logano just outside the top 10, as you see Byron in P15 after a very rough start to this round of the playoffs in Bristol, as you see the rest of the qualifying effort. Jesse Love down in P30. He's got to work his way forward throughout this race. We had trucks and Amazon Prime action this weekend as well from the all-new Nashville Super Speedway, where Tanner Gray picks up the win and locks himself into the Final 4. They go from 10 drivers straight to 4 in this new Truck Series playoffs that started last season with the other formats that came, of course, into play. So, 2 drivers locked into the Truck Series Final 4, Cassidy Keat, Tanner Gray, Hamrick, and Williams, the next drivers in. And you see Ty Majeski 6 points out, and then it's a bit of a gap following that. So some serious work to do for other drivers. Amazon Prime Series, Daniel Suarez wins his 5th race of the season, the most of any drivers, and that puts him into the next round as well. As you can see, the rest of your finishing order, of course. This was the elimination race, actually, to eliminate 12 drivers and head down to 8. So, the drivers eliminated from Amazon Prime Series: Carson Kvapil, Sage Karam, Sam Mayer, and Riley Herbst. Everybody else moves on, Gio Ruggiero being the last one in. Let's head Cup Racing for the second race of the round of 12 at Nashville Super Speedway.
Carson Hocevar shocked everyone in Bristol and locked himself into the round of 8 with a win. He's been a popular topic all week long, Steve.
Yes, he has, Lee. We're all wondering now if he's going to Trackhouse or staying with Junior Motorsports. Only time will tell.
So then, we're ready to go racing here. Round of 12 racing. We've got a very comfortable gap above the cut line coming into this race. So there's really there's really not a lot for us to be concerned about there. As you see, Jarrett starting from the back, he's in just about a must-win scenario, being 27 points below the cut line. We come in with a 66-point advantage. Green flag is out. We're racing under the lights here from Nashville. Chase Elliott and Christopher Bell lead the field to green. Now Christopher Bell comes in with a 38-point advantage. Elliott 26 now as we head down into turn number 1. Elliott clear immediately, bringing the number 54 of Ty Gibbs with him. Austin Hill looking to my inside. Here comes Jesse Love already in that 33. He is moving his way forward a couple of rows right off the bat. 27 laps of racing here in stage number 1. It is a lengthy race here from Nashville. Not going to be an easy race by any means. Now as we split 3 wide there between Heim and the 2 of Gilliland. Now the 19 of Alex Bowman, who we thought might be the favorite to win last episode at points and in recent races, I should say, and it just didn't quite work out. Of course, now my chaos in Bristol certainly kind of changed everything, and it was not a pretty race for us in Bristol, and the fact that we gained points above the cut line, considering how, everything went, it was quite surprising. I mean, we did end up finishing second. We just had to stick with it and push through the adversity, and we did exactly that. And it was races like Bristol that's going to make us a champion this year. Ty Gibbs now out in front in that number 54 Monster Energy Camry now, as we're right to the back of the 34 of Eric Jones now as we head down this back straightaway, as well passing the 18 of Chandler Smith. And we continue now into the top 20 using this inside lane, clearing the 34. Now here comes Gilliland to my left rear, up the racetrack into the outside wall. The same exact spot and mistake that we made in qualifying, and we make it again here in the race. Fortunately early, and we actually escape any damage, so no damage, not even visual damage to the car after that one, surprisingly, because that was a pretty good lick there to the outside wall, but fortunately we'll catch a break on that one. Here goes Bowman now to the inside. He'll clear us in that number 19. Jesse Love is on the way, moving his way forward as we continue now, and we look at Jesse Love comes into this race 13 points below the cut line, so he is in need of a really good day. I mean, he's already done more for Richard Childress Racing under that Austin Dillon and Kevin Harvick ownership than I expected him to do. I didn't really think he would make it into the round of 12 here. Now as we're currently P21 into the outside wall. That's Ty Dillon for Colleague. Caution flies early here in Nashville, and it looks like everyone will stay out on the racetrack, which is going to put things really close on field. I believe Kyle Busch had taken the lead just before that caution came out. So this is going to, like I said, be an interesting field scenario that this is going to set up. Yes, it's in fact Busch in front. Could he be on track to win tonight one more time in his Cup Series career before he hangs up the helmet? Now, what is Kyle Busch's plans after the season? We still don't know. Will he go truck racing as we're back underway? What about his son, Brexton Busch? Could he even be in line at this point in the career mode to maybe step up in towards a truck series or ARCA series now as we're lap 10 of 27 in stage 1? Look at this special Ross Chastain Nashville-inspired paint scheme that Paj Designs made last season. He made this, but we didn't have the Nashville reskin of Kentucky prepared in time, so we finally get to see it come to light here this season. Of course, we know Chastain's on his way out from Trackhouse, heading to 2311 Racing to replace Tyler Reddick now as we exit turn 4 wide off turn 4. Denny Hamlin on the far outside now as Kyle Busch continues to lead. Ryan Blaney in the 23, a bit of a slow start to this round of 12 for Ryan Blaney, not looking so great as well tonight, running mid-teens as we continue to go forward. Connor Zilic as well going in the wrong direction as he comes in with a double-digit advantage over the cut line, but still, you need to be running good in every race of this round if you're really in the bottom 4 drivers of making it, and I say bottom 4, I mean like 8th, 7th, 6th, and 5th. And then, of course, the guys that are actually out, those 4 guys really need to step up, with Rajah Caruth being in the worst position after a DNF in Bristol. It's unbelievable how many DNFs he's had. I saw someone comment that he might, wouldn't be surprised if he had like a DNF percentage of like 25% of his races. And that honestly wouldn't surprise me either. It's been unbelievable, the horrible luck of that 48 car. But Caruth trying to step up this weekend, starting from the back here from Nashville. Can he work his way forward? I don't really think that team's really focused on stage points racing right now. I think they're trying to win this race. As we see smoke Up ahead, that's the 24. That's the 24 of William Byron, playoff driver who had a rough finish in Bristol. It's going to be a DNF. His engines failed right down the front straightaway. Chaos. Logano crashes, collects the 23 of Blaney. Airborne across the nose of the 48. Caution is out. Oh my goodness. Wow. Caution's out. Blaney, Logano collected. Byron out. Split strategy as well. Some drivers electing to pit. Some drivers electing to stay on the racetrack. I would be one of the handful that pits. Gibbs, Bush, Hocevar, Reddick, Elliott, myself, Chastain, and Van Gisbergen all pit for fuel. We can make it guaranteed to the end of stage 1. Kyle Larson and everybody else stays out with 11 laps to go. They are super close on fuel. They might not make it, and everybody that just pitted, we could all make it to the end of stage 1. So we are in really good position. Now it's going to be, putting these 4 fresh Goodyear tires to work and trying to move our way forward as quickly as possible, because we're racing the guys of Elliott and Hocevar, Reddick, Bush, all these guys, Gibbs as well, for the win at the stage now. So it's all about trying to get these positions while we can, as well as we split to the inside. 3 wide there with Swalich briefly now, and Larson's going to try and drive away. Of course, Kyle Larson, I mean, what a up and down season it's been for him, but this is the type of track we expect to see Kyle Larson show up and, be the guy to beat. So don't be surprised if we see Kyle Larson in the run for the win later on in the night. But as well, I mean, all the guys that just stayed out, I mean, they are going to have to pit unless they get a caution. In a couple laps they can pit under yellow. There's a chance that some of them could get trapped a lap down, and that would completely destroy the race of a lot of drivers, including some playoff drivers. So that's kind of our goal. Everyone that just pitted, we want these guys to lose a lap when they do pit, but of course it depends on when they pit here as we go to the inside of the 98, trying to make the outside lane and the middle lane work. It's not going anywhere. Hocevar has gotten through on me. Kyle Busch again as we look to the inside of Corey Heim, who was having a great race in Bristol until a bad pit stop late in that race shuffled him back and he never recovered. But we have seen continuous improvement out of Corey Heim in this season, and I really do think we're going to see a strong Corey Heim in season 6 of this career mode. All of 2311 is going to be a really, really strong team, with now, of course, we know Chastain driving the 45. We've already seen what Blaney's capable of, and I believe we're going to see a lot more of what Corey Heim is capable of in that final season of the career. Now to the inside of Eckes. This will put us into P21. There you got Justin Haley racing alongside the 2 of Todd Gilliland here on the exit of 4. We'll pull up alongside that Generator Ford Mustang, split them 3 wide to the inside, run down Connor Zilich, who's dropping down the order to P18. This is not the night Zilich is looking for, but he does have a road course to lean on. This is the advantage Connor Zilich has. He can have a mid-race here in the round of 12 and in the round of 8, because there's 2 road courses to come here now as we just about catch the outside wall. Reddick got past us in that whole process, and we do clear Zilich, but he is going to be a serious force to be reckoned with in the Charlotte road course, as well as Watkins Glen in the round of 8. There's a real chance Connor Zilich can rely on the road courses to carry him into the Final Four, because he's good enough on the ovals. And I think Connor Zilich next season, when what looks like he'll be in junior motorsports equipment, I think Connor Zilich is about to become the superstar of this series now, as we'll pass Josh Berry for P17, bringing Chase Elliott with us in that Napa Auto Parts number 9. Stage points really not looking likely, but we come to 2 to go. I just saw Christopher Bell pit. Christopher Bell, the first one to come into the pits. Elliott gets clear, but we are about to see a lot of problems as we come to the final lap of this stage. Everyone that stayed out now is trying to hang on to the end. They're not pitting now. We might see cars run out of fuel here before this is over now as we go into turn 1. 1 lap to go. Some drivers electing to pit. The 11, I believe, or sorry, the 67's out of fuel maybe. As you can see, everyone checking up down this back straightaway. We have cars running out of gas. The 31 of Cruz. Blaney's out of fuel as well into turn 3. Gibbs is stuck behind the 48. They're all out of gas. The 5 of Larson's out. The 19 of Bowman. They're pitting. Kyle Busch takes the lead. Suddenly we're in the mix, but it's not going to be enough. But we get P2. Kyle Busch wins the stage. What a turn of events right at the end. And we end up somehow the highest finishing playoff driver. I don't think anybody saw that one coming, but that just increased our points buffer even more to the cut line. Look at the 7th and 8th spot, Love and Chastain. That's 4 and 3 points for those 2 guys. They are below the cut line. That's very important for those guys to score points. Byron, of course, we know already below the cut line out of the race. Caruth does not score any stage points either. Reddick as well picked up some points. He's the first one above the cut line, so quite important for him to score as well. But now everyone somehow, pretty well everybody except for Bubba Wallace and Christopher Bell actually maintained the lead lap running spot. So we end up dropping back to P12 as a bunch of these guys can stay out because they completed their pit stops there as the stage caution was flying. So now we're P12, your stage 1 winner of Kyle Busch. Trying to go forward, he's the first one on tires, but we're all pretty well on the exact same tire wear at this point now as we wait, just bide our time, waiting for the right opportunity to go and get past the 6 of Christian Eckes. Alex Bowman out in front in that number 19. Of course, he was in position to score great stage points, ends up with none, but he had such a good race in Bristol that's not really going to hurt him too much here now as we are 3 wide on the exit of 4 down this front straightaway across the stripe. Zane Smith in the number 12 for Penske to the lead here from Nashville Super Speedway, and Christopher Bell, I mean, crucial for him, no stage points, 1 lap down. Our championship target finds himself in a bit of an awkward position now, as speaking of awkward spot, I mean, we're just about 3 wide in the middle there, just behind Jesse Love. We have gone backwards on this restart now. Shane Van Gisbergen and that beautiful GoPro Red Bull paint scheme there to the inside. Here comes host of our last episode winner from Bristol, and of course talking about all the drama he suddenly got himself involved in as we're wheel to wheel with the 9, the 45, making contact into turn 3, 3 wide middle, contact with the 45, Reddick goes sliding through the center of the corner. Elliott collected as well, he pushes him all the way through. The 45 is going to turn around head on into the outside wall, caution flies, playoff implications for Tyler Reddick, the first driver above the cut line. We both came together into turn 3, the 45 slides, and it results in a big crash. Not what you want to see right there. I don't know what else I could have done a whole lot different. I mean, obviously just try to give him more room. I wouldn't be worried about that 45. Reddick's got a quick car. He is actually restarting P20 right here with us, but he might get a slow restart. Look in the mirror. Yeah, sure enough, he's going nowhere. So we're back underway. And here we go for less than 20 laps to go in stage number 2. Nobody pitted, so of course we still all have to pit. Here's Chastain right on my rear bumper now as he was able to score some stage points, crucial stage points he scored at the end of stage 1 as we continue on, exiting turn 2, that 33 of Jesse Love trying to go forward. He was able to, of course, score those points as well, but he didn't really cut the gap any closer because Tyler Reddick was able to score the points that he scored in stage 1. So now right to the back of this 33, what's he going to do is actually give a little bit of a shot to the back bumper now as we're on the inside of the 97 of SVG. Now into turn 1, it's still Zane Smith leading this race. It's been a miserable season for Penske Racing. I mean, they've got Logano, who's won 2 races, but he had a miserable first round of the playoffs and was eliminated immediately. And then we as well have Zane Smith, who's ran terrible. We've had as well Todd Gilliland, who hasn't run that great either. So it's not been a good season. Penske has really faded into, kind of the background of this career mode, and it's really been Logano carrying that team. Kind of how like he and Ryan Blaney carry Penske, in real life. Austin Cindrix is kind of there, although he does have a win this season, but that was, of course, at Talladega, where they couldn't even pass. So, into turn number 1, though, we will be able to clear the 16 here of the 10, that is, of Derek Kraus, as we'll get up to P12. So we find ourselves in a fairly decent spot, considering how the last few laps have gone after the restart and whatnot, as we continue to see more problems. Bubba Wallace, tire failure, crash into turn 3. That will bring out the yellow and give the free pass. Actually, Christopher Bell is already on the lead lap. Okay, so no one's going to get the free pass. So Bell working his way back forward as we'll all stay out because we can actually surprisingly, with this caution, make it to the end of the stage. So nobody elects to pit. We get back racing behind the 4 of Carson Hocevar. We got 12 laps of racing to go in the stage, and watch out for that 20 of Christopher Bell. He wants to be, of course, marching his way forward throughout this grid. Your defending champion, 4 wins on the season. Not a great start to this race after missing out on stage points, but of course not a big deal here as we continue to look at his playoff buffer of 38 points right now above the cut line. SVG to the inside, having a really standout run here today. It's nice to see Shane Van Gisbergen running up in the top 15 here on an oval again, as we will wait and see maybe if he can kind of sneak into the top 10, and in RCR as well. I mean, they've got all their cars running in about the top 15. Austin Hill is even having a great run. Brent Cruz has been in the top 10 all night long. He qualified in the top 10 and he stayed in the top 10. So big shout out to Brent Cruz, of course, one of the Rookie of the Year contenders here now as we eventually get to the inside of this number 3, and this will be for the top 10 with less than 10 to go, and into the top 10 we go as Alex Bowman would take the lead away from Zane Smith and put himself in front, looking for a playoff point, looking for 10 stage points as well. As we head down into turn 1, we would clear Logano and run down Hocevar, Gibbs, Cruz, Busher, and Caruth in the 48, trying to pick up some stage points in that 48 car late here in stage 2. Any stage point is going to be very beneficial for that number 48. Look at Ty Gibbs, 3 wide move, 2 for 1 special, make it 3. He passes the 48 in the process as well. That 54 winless all season, your season 3 champ, looking strong tonight from Nashville as we find ourselves 3 wide on the exit of turn 2 ourselves here. Actually just 2 wide now with the 17 of Busher behind us. It's Cruz side by side with Hocevar. Can we clear the 17 through the center of the corner? Absolutely clear on the exit of 4, but now alongside Caruth there for 5th. As we go into turn 1, we wash up the racetrack, and here comes the 31 of Brent Cruz to my inside. He'll say, gladly, I'll go 3 wide with you guys. He'll take the 5th position as we continue to fight with the 48 of Rajan Caruth. Now into turn 3. Now we split to the inside of the 31. He does it to us. We're going to do it right back and say thank you very much as well. Caution is out late here in the stage. It's an engine issue for the 1 of Chastain. Smoke pouring out of the back of that car, but can confirm he's still in this race. Whatever is wrong there, they will get fixed. Everybody's going to pit for 4 tires and fuel, and we'll get ready to go back racing. And the pit crew here on this number 8 team gains us 2 spots, puts us row 2 outside P4. Alex Bowman set to lead the field back to the green. It's going to be a 1-lap sprint for the stage here. Now Kyle Busch lined up just behind in P3. Zane Smith in the number 12 just in front here. 1 lap to go in stage number 2. Who's going to get back to the line first? Likely the 19, but will Bowman jump to the outside in 3 and 4? That would open the door for Kyle Busch to sweep the first 2 stages. Exiting 2, Smith side by side with the 99 Tootsie's Machine. Now home race for that sponsor. Into turn 3, Bowman covers off the 99. A bit of contact with the 54. We wash up. 1 point gone, 2 points gone, maybe 3 as we exit turn 4. Here comes Logano. Alex Bowman will hang on to win stage 2. We cross the stripe just inside the top 10. Some crucial stage points again, but Alex Bowman, your stage winner. And you see as well, Caruth with the 5th position gets 6 points. Christopher Bell climbed back up to P12. Watch out for that number 20 going into stage 3, the 3rd and final stage here from Nashville. Nobody pits. Of course, we only ran 1 lap under green. 1 stage racing to go in the Nashville Super Speedway debut here in the NASCAR Heat 5 career mode. Let's go racing. We're back underway. The 48 slow launch off the grid. Now we're P7 waiting for an opportunity to go to the inside, and then I checked up so much that when I tried to pull out a line after the start-finish line, I didn't have enough of a run to pass him. So we end up having to stay behind him anyways. Here's we're alongside that 3 of Austin Hill and his Richard Childress teammate just behind me, the 31 of Brent Cruz. What can Jesse Love do as he's trying to, of course, narrow that gap to the cut line here going into the Charlotte Road Course? Bowman to the top, and now here comes Zane Smith, and here comes Ty Gibbs as well. And that number 54, Smith's lead from Bowman's going to be short-lived because Ty Gibbs will take control and lead at the stripe there. Leads lap 1 of stage 3. 34 laps of racing. That is a 1-stop stage here. We can make it after 1 stop. Of course, we want to stretch out this run. We lean on the 22, plowing on the exit of the corner. Logano catches the wall. He's not going to be a fan of that one now as I completely used him up and drove him right up to the outside wall. I just suddenly, it honestly felt like a real life next-gen moment. I just started plowing when I got alongside the 22. Here comes Christopher Bell, our championship head-to-head rival, going for the position now. And once again, it's a carbon copy of stage 2. A terrible restart, and we're going backwards down to P16 now. Hocevar goes around the outside. My teammate of Gregson goes through as well on the inside. Both my Junior Motorsports teammates get us in one corner. And here comes Nick Sanchez having a nice top 20 run for Andretti Global now. And here comes Ryan Blaney and his team owner slash teammate Denny Hamlin in the 67 as we head into turn 1, and we continue to lose ground down to 18th, maybe 19th as well, if this number 67 of Hamlin in that Jordan but FedEx color inspired Toyota Camry is able to pass us, and unfortunately he was, and so was Shane Van Gisbergen. And now I've got a mirror full of 21st place Jesse Love, who we expect to see work his way up further through the grid. We know he's got a better car than P21 right now, as Kyle Busch takes the lead here from Nashville, looking for one final win in his Cup Series career. He picked up the win in Pocono that put him into the playoffs. He would have never made the playoffs on points, but here he is looking for one last win with 30 laps to go. Pocono, it was a fluke. It was strategy that got him that win. He wants to win straight up pace, and here he is, maybe in position to do that here and have a nice 2-win season send off of your career would be great, as I'm sending things off into the outside wall. And through goes the 33, the 97, the 15 of Barry as well, as we drop to P22, and we are just making mistakes in turn 1. That's Christopher Bell. Tire down, race over for the potential championship favorite. How is this going to affect the playoff situation for Bell, who has not been able to pick up any stage points tonight? That is a huge blow to the 20 team and a huge opportunity for the rest of the field to get him out at Charlotte. We all stay out and get ready to go back green. That caution was perfect timing. It's a reset button for me to get back into the mindset of going forward as we take the green flag. It's going to be lap 69 nice. It's going to be just, of course, over 30 laps to go. Or sorry, just over 20 laps to go. 25 to go here from Nashville. And being on this inside lane, right where we want to be to get some potential track position here over this next couple of laps. Kyle Busch leads the way. And now it's all about going forward. We have such a massive point advantage that we could finish last tonight, and we're still going to go into the Charlotte Road Course in a comfortable position. Not just above the cut line, we'll still be comfortable. So I'm not worried about running or finishing bad here tonight, but still, I do, of course, want to run good, keep that momentum up that this 8 team has had. It has been one heck of a season, and we continue to claw our way forward tonight now. Kyle Busch continues to lead. Just over 20 laps remain. Chase Elliott has joined the conversation up there in the mix for the lead as well. Don't rule out that number 9 of Chase Elliott, who takes the lead from Busch into turn 1. Your one-time winner this season, but he's really stepped it up in the playoffs and really stepped it up since the regular season finale with the win in Daytona. And here he is above the cut line here in this round of 12, looking pretty good. He very well could be a Final Four contender in a season I didn't expect him to be a Final Four contender. Now 19 to go at the line. We continue to work our way back forward. There's the 48 of Carruth. Surprising to see him running down here in P12. Honestly expected better, but not the stage Carruth is looking for. Of course, they are in must-win territory now, as we would end up passing the 48 and getting past the 17. Now new leader again, Carson Hocevar. He is really stepping up in these last couple of races now, finally getting the win in Bristol. And now here he is locked into the round of 12, looking to do the same again, as now we get up to P11, passing the 22 of Joey Logano. But now I'm thinking about making our final pit stop. I want to pit earlier than the cars in front of us, and I would do it right now. 3 laps of fuel in the car, exiting turn 4. Let's pit. Lap 78 coming to 79. Kyle Larson has just taken the lead as well, but we're going to take 4 tires and fuel and loosen this car up a little bit, because we've got a short run to the end of this race. Now what I'm expecting here is we're going to lose time. All the other drivers are probably going to take 2 tires. I just don't have a car to take 2 tires and compete. I have to take 4. So I take 4 tires, and we're going to hope that this makes a difference. We're going to have to basically bank on a fortunately timed caution where once these guys make their pit stop for 2 tires, about a lap or 2 after the pit cycle completes, we get a caution and everybody's in trouble compared to myself. But here we go. Everybody's pitting. Ty Gibbs pushing it a little bit further, and now he eventually comes into the pits, and actually William Sawalich to the lead, who's trying to stretch us out a little bit further. He must have pit during the last caution. But you're going to see we're passing the 97 of Shane Van Gisbergen. We're going to get to the 2 of Gilliland. Might not even pass him. It's going to be close. We're going to be wheel to wheel with him into turn 3. But you can see we've lost a bunch of time. So we have given up track position, time in, of course, the trade of 4 fresh tires instead of 2, as I, of course, cracked the outside wall. But we make it up and get to the inside of the 2. But the only way this works out is if we get a caution like right now. And it's now looking like we're not going to get that caution. So this is probably not the right call to get us a better finishing spot as we continue going forward. Now unlapping ourselves, William Sawalich is really stretching this. He wants to see a caution right now as we look to the inside of the 33 of Jesse Love, who really hasn't gone very far here in stage 3. Only P18 will put him down to 19th as we pass him into turn 3. How about Josh Berry? A great run in the 15. Rick Ware Machine Smoke from the 3. That's Austin Hill blowing up. Now he's got to get down to the pit lane, and hold on, he's not going for the pit lane, but now we're committed to the top, and we can't even split the gap. I stayed in it trying to split through between him and the wall, and instead we hit him. We damaged the front end, including the radiator of the car. That's entirely on me, a complete misjudgment. I thought, you know, he's blowing up. Maybe he's going to dive to the inside to, I don't know, pit and get off the racetrack. That's absolutely not what he did, and at that point I committed to the top. I stayed in the throttle just hoping he would get off the wall. He did not. Fortunately, we don't lose anything, but now the car's damaged and handling like garbage, so we are going to lose 1 spot to the 15 of Josh Berry, and this has just not gone our way. I mean, it's been a bit of a mess here tonight in Nashville, especially in the final stage, so we're just hanging on, bringing it home at this point. We know we are in a really good spot. The 43 of Sawalich pits, gives up the lead to the 5 of Kyle Larson. Here comes the 48 as well, Caruth, and a must win. It's just not going to happen for the 48. Up to P17, or sorry, P17 he goes. We drop to P18, but Kyle Larson, with 4 coming now to 2 laps to go, is in control and finally in position to get his first win in over a year as he crosses the stripe. 2 laps remain. Now down the back straightaway, we're hanging on to P17. Somebody pitted, not sure who, but Larson through 3 and 4. White flag is in the hands of the flag holder as we go down into turn 1, out of turn 4. White flag in the air. Hold that thought. Caution's out. It's going to be overtime. That has to be the most Kyle Larson luck I've seen in Season 5. It's been a horrible season in terms of luck. It's Shane Van Gisbergen blowing a tire into the outside wall. And Kyle Larson and others are pitting. Larson's coming in. Kyle Busch, Tyler Reddick, as well as Zane Smith. 4 drivers pitting now. Make that 5 with Logano. Several others are pitting. What is going on here? Bowman's one of them. Cruz, Busher. We have to pit because the car is destroyed. But look at this. We've got, half the field's pitting for a 2-lap run. I mean, they obviously are not confident about fuel or something. And now Carson Hocevar, going into NASCAR overtime, is on the front row trying to go back-to-back. Rajan Caruth has, of course, stayed out and put himself up to P5. He's in a must-win scenario. He's got nothing to lose. We're at P31 with 2 laps to go in NASCAR overtime. I don't really care about where we finish too much, but we're going to go as far forward as we can. We've got such a huge point buffer to work with. But down the back straightaway into turn 3 as we go 3 wide in the middle. Hocevar leads into turn 3. He leaves the door wide open for Chase Elliott, and that 48 don't rule out Rajan Caruth. Hold on a second as we exit turn 4. White flag in the air. They're 3 wide for the lead here from Nashville Super Speedway. We are in for an all-time classic finish. 3 wide into turn 1. Hocevar on the top. Elliott middle. Bombshell with his Hendrick teammate of Caruth to the lead on the exit of turn 2. Is he going to do it down this bank straightaway for the final time? Hocevar with the momentum gets clear into 3. It's going to be between the 48 and the 4. Hocevar outside, Caruth inside. He's got the lead. Caruth, is he going to win in a must-win scenario to the line? It's Hocevar at the line, going back-to-back, winning 2 races in a row in a photo finish as we cross the line for P21. Look at the margin of victory. Hocevar goes back-to-back Bristol and today sweeps the first 2 races, and Caruth, in what we had thought is a must-win, loses by a quarter of a car length, but he might have gained enough points right there to change the story going into Charlotte Roval. But wow, that's got to be heartbreaking for the 12th place driver in the round of 12. I mean, it doesn't get much closer than that. Unbelievable. And now let's take a look at the playoff grid. We see some changes. Now, Hocevar is really building up playoff points. When he started the playoffs with like 1 playoff point, he's now up to like 11. So we actually gained a few points. We're 70 points above the cut line, which means we're locked in to the round of 8. We cannot mathematically be eliminated from the round of 12. So William Byron now 36 out in a must-win scenario. Love 18-12 for Chastain. Caruth now only 8 back, but the problem is he's got to go up against one of the best drivers in the series at road courses, Connor Zilic, who's the last driver in the round of 8. But Christopher Bell is the one to really keep an eye on. He came in nearly 40 points above the cut line, but with his DNF and no stage points, only 14 points for the defending champion, who's looked to be the favorite all season long, suddenly finds himself at risk going into the elimination race at the Charlotte Roval. It's going to be an exciting one. We'll have actual live playoff updates going on throughout those stages, of course. I'll see you guys then. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.